Didik TV KPM.
Okay, thank you, Shafika.
Sure.
So, in this segment, we are going to have two activities. The first activity is going to be about competition for space, which is this experiment. And then we have competition for water. Okay, so for activity 1, okay, this is for the first activity, you need one small-sized flower pot and one big-sized flower pot as shown in this, shown here. Okay, and then we have 15 beans, 15 green beans planted inside here, and also 15 green beans planted inside here as well.
Okay.
And what we need to do daily is to sprinkle with water.
Water, right.
Yeah, so we sprinkle with water.
Water is one of the 4 key for plants, right?
Yes.
Mr. Q?
Yes, it is. And after that, we need to monitor the height of the plants for consecutive 3 weeks. Okay, so this is the result after 3 weeks. So Shafika, what do you think is the difference between these two plants, from pot A from pot B?
The difference from what I can see, they're almost similar, Mr. Q, but I'm guessing for the plant on the left side, it's going towards one side. For this is more scattered out. Is that right, Mr. Q?
Not really.
Not really. I'm wrong.
Never mind. But if I put it all together like that, it is clearly shown that this is taller.
Oh, it's taller.
Yes. So the plants in pot B, it's much. Is it A or B? Yeah, it's. Oh, sorry. It's B. Is much higher, taller compared to the one in A. There's a reason for it. Okay, but before that, I would like my students has also done this experiment at home. So when we are, as a science student, when they do experiment, they'll definitely face difficulties.
Right.
Okay, so I would like to ask Alisa.
Okay.
Alisa, are you there, Alisa? Can you tell us what are the difficulties that you face while doing this experiment?
All right, Alisa.
Mr. Q, I find it hard to conduct this experiment after 2 weeks because all matter from after the small pots has already returned after 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay, what she is saying that, she's saying that her plants wilt after 2 weeks.
Wilt after 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Okay, especially the ones in the smaller pot. There's a reason for it because there's huge competition between all the plants because it is they have to be in a small space. The space is not enough, so the plants compete with each other, and many of it died or wilted lah. We should say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Q.
So after I've done this experiment, I've also collected some data. So let's have a look at this data collected for the first activity. So as you can see from the table shown in the slide, we have number of weeks and height of the plants. Okay, these are the two components that we are looking at. So number of weeks is actually the manipulated variable. So manipulated variable means that
It can have different ranges.
yes, no. It means that it is something that we can change. Something we can change. We can change the number of weeks, which is when we want to observe it. We want to observe on the first week, or the second week, or the third week. It's our choice. So this is called the manipulated variable. Means the person who does the experiment has the choice to do what, to conduct the experiment as how he sees fit.
All right, Mr.
Okay,
Q.
and then the height of the plant is the responding variable. Okay, which is the result. So as you can see from this whiteboard here, okay, so this whiteboard is shown. You have the space and water. Okay, so the first graph, the first bar chart is about competition for space for plants within the plants. Okay, so as you can see, the weeks represent the manipulated variable.
Right.
And the height of the plants represent the responding variables. Okay, so based on the data that I have collected, it is shown that for the pot A, it's written there 5, right? Nat?
5, okay.
So it means it's 5 cm tall on the first week. And during the second week, it is 10 centimeter tall. And for the third week, it is 15 centimeter tall. Okay, that is for the plants from pot A, but it is not complete. I will need your help, Shafika.
Okay, I can see there isn't any bar for B.
Yes,
Plant
as you
B.
can, yes, as you can see, there's 2 colors on the bar chart right now. You have
Right.
the A, which is blue color, and B, which is in red.
Okay.
Okay, could you please help me to fill in the blanks?
Of course, Mr. Q. Let me just
Okay.
go over there for a while. Okay, so that means
So let me read to you. All right, for the first week, the height of the plant is 7 cm.
7 cm. So I'll just put it right next to A.
Yes, 7 cm. Very good, Shafika. Let's move on to the next height, which is 15 cm on the second week.
15 cm on the second week. Okay, Mr. Q, you got that?
Okay, and last of all, we have 25 cm for the third week.
25 cm for the third week. All right, Mr. Q.
So from this bar chart, it is clearly shown that we can see the height, the growth of the plant.
Right.
It grows slowly but gradually up, right now. But some, for the blue one, for the blue pot, for pot A,
Yeah.
it grows slower compared to pot B, right? So students, what can you conclude from this experiment?
Let's have a volunteer, please. Can you raise your hands up?
Okay, Alisa?
Okay, Alisa.
Conclusion is the plant compete for space.
Yes, she is right. The plants compete for space.
Space.
That is why there's a difference in the height. So the one with more competition will definitely be shorter.
Right.
So Shafika, can you tell me which one has more competition, face more competition, pot A or pot B?
I think pot A.
Yes, you're right. So pot A is the one with less space.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you. Very good.
Okay.
Now let us move on to our next experiment. Shafika,
All right.
I need your help here.
Sure. Okay, I'll just go back there.
Okay.
Okay.
So the second one is about competition for water. So in this activity, we will need two same pots.
Okay.
And then inside we have the garden soil, and the difference is the number of plants. Okay. So during the start of the experiment, I placed 3 green bean seeds here, and then I placed 10 green bean seeds in flower pot B.
B. Okay.
Okay, so I water it regularly every day during the same time. And after 3 weeks, we want to see the length of the roots after 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, so I took it out and have a look at it, I measure it, and then I put it back. So every week I'm doing the same thing for plants.
Right. Now, Mr. Q, let's do it here, shall
Yes. Can you pick one of the plants from pot B and I'll pick one from pot A?
we? Okay.
Okay, let us compare. All right, let us compare the size of the roots.
Roots.
Yes, after 3 weeks. Huh?
Okay, pupils, let's take a look closely at these 2 plants. Let's see the difference here.
Okay, so this is from pot A, which have only 2 flowers, 2 green bean seedlings, and compared to the roots from pot
B, which has 10 seedlings, right?
Yes, so look at the roots. So Shafika,
Difference.
so can you tell which one has a longer root?
Yours, of course, on
Pot A.
pot A has
Yes.
longer roots.
Yes, and there's a reason for it too.
What's the reason, Mr. Q?
Because they compete for water. The ones in pot B have to compete for water, and therefore they are not able to grow healthily. Compared to the one in pot A, they do not need to compete for water because water is abundance for them. So it will grow healthily. Even the height, as you see, which one did you pick just now?
I picked this one.
Okay, even the height as well is different.
Right, you can see that's a big difference as well.
Yeah. So there's a big difference in the height as well. So it shows that plants compete for water.
Water.
So students, so as usual, my students also conducted this experiment at home and they faced some difficulties. So let us hear from our students.
Okay,
So who wants to talk about it? Okay, Zarik Zakwan, could you share your opinion of what problem do you face during this experiment?
Mr. Q, I find it hard to conduct the experiment because I can control my time to water the plant.
You can or you can't?
Can't.
Can't. He can't control the time. Why? Because as a student, you have a lot of obligations.
Right.
Studying, right?
Yes, of course.
So a lot of studying, then you have the religious studying, and then you have sports and all that.
Right.
So it's hard for him to be specific on the time he watered the plant every day. So because of that, there will be some days he will forgot. Let's say if there's too much homework or too many homeworks at home at school, or there's too much games he wants to play or something like that, so he might forget about the experiment that he's...
All right. Let's hope Zarik has some help at home to help him water his plants as well.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Q.
So now let us look at the data. So I've also collected data from the second for this experiment about competition for water.
All right.
So Shafiqah.
You need me over there. I'll
Yes,
go straight over
exactly.
there. Okay.
Okay, as you can see, I've already plot out the findings for A,
Right.
which is 2 cm for week number 1, 5 cm for week number 2, and also 7 cm for week number 3. So this is for pot A. Can you do it for pot B, okay?
Okay.
So
All right.
for pot B, we have 3 cm for week 1
3 cm for week 1. Okay, got that.
and 7 cm for week 2.
7 for week 2, and the last one is
10 cm for
10
week 3.
cm for week 3. Okay,
There
Mr.
you
Q.
go. So there's a difference in the height as well, correct, Nan?
Yes.
So
Yes.
can you tell which one face more competition?
Mr. Q, observing from this, I think it's pot A again.
Pot A.
No, I'm wrong. Pupils, help me out here. I think it's pot B.
Pot B faces more competition.
Wait, I'm going to go right back to my first answer, pot A.
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
All right.
Mr.
So
Q. Is that right?
yes, you are correct.
Okay.
So students, Zarik, can you help me to conclude what's our finding today?
Yes. From this experiment, we can conclude that plants compete for water.
Yes, plants compete for water. That is correct.
Didik TV KPM